Hello and welcome back to Aviary Attorney. I'm Karma and I will be your friend and host this evening. Last time we began our new case where it is hypothesized that the Prince of Spain accidentally murdered a Major Howell in an attempt to kill the King of France. We also got to speak to the fox himself, who is a character.
Indeed, I am Juan Querido, heir to the throne of España, and you must be the legendary lawyer, Senor J.J. Falcon. Well, I wouldn't say legendary. I wouldn't even say notable.
And also his tiny companion, Mousy.
They're saying he's a murderer, but he didn't do it. He didn't do it.
And now we're gonna continue with our case. So let's get right to it. Le Halles. The pair arrive at the Le Halles market. Vendors and baskers, performers and thieves, bourgeois and peasants all bustle from place to place.
Prince Juan said that he met a flower girl here. Sign or Sing, I think he said her name was.
There's this one with flowers over there. Do you think that's her?
I think so. It's possible that she knows the murderer, or even that she is the murderer himself, so we should probably act with tact and finesse.
Yes, Sing must mean swan in French.
Excuse me, Mademoiselle Flower Lady, we would like a word.
Tact, Sparrison, tact. We've been over this.
This is some very fitting music for her.
Good day, messieurs. Are you interested in purchasing a flower? Yes, I wish to purchase a rose from Milady. I'm afraid that I'm out of roses. I sold my last one a week ago. Perhaps you would be satisfied with a chrysanthemum instead. It is a beautiful flower from a fair maiden.
Please don't mind Sparrison. He fell out of his nest as a baby and has said dumb things ever since.
Hey!
Let me introduce myself. I am J.J. Falcon, defense attorney. Are you Mademoiselle Sing?
That's right. Catherine Marie Sing. I suppose you're here to ask about the royal assassination attempt.
How did you know?
I'm no fool, monsieur. I know that a rose I sold was used as the murder weapon. To be honest, I'm surprised it's taken so long for someone to directly question me.
The Parisian police seem to have a habit of missing obvious leads. So do you mind if we ask you a couple of questions?
Business is slow. Please ask away.
Who bought your last rose?
Mademoiselle, you mentioned that you sold your last rose a week ago. Who did you sell it to?
The person who bought the rose. I didn't catch his name, but he was a charming red fox. Sounds like our Juan. I met him around a week ago on the 6th. We talked for a little while about the usual things, like how everyone seems to be in debt these days. Then he bought a rose and left. I hear that the fox is on trial, but to be honest, monsieur, I don't think he's guilty.
Oh, why is that?
Because he's charming?
Well, actually, never mind. It's just a gut feeling.
Pressure, huh?
Mademoiselle, it just so happens that we're defending this particular fox in the court d'assises. If you have something to say that could prove your innocence, now would be the time to let us know.
I'm sorry, messieurs. I can't.
What?
Wait, Mademoiselle Sing, wait up! Damn.
Nice display of tact and finesse, Falcon. You scared her off.
Swan obviously knows something crucial about the case. We need to get to the bottom of whatever it is.
Agreed, but I don't think she'll be in the mood to tell us anything else. I know, why don't we try acting with a little more tact and finesse next time?
Hush.
Oh. If we go back, I assume we can't talk to her, can we?
That's strange. I don't see any sign of the flower girl.
Yeah, probably because you scared her off with your crazy tact and finesse strategy, dummy.
Or maybe you scared her with your horrendous and inappropriate flirting technique.
I'll have you know that I can flirt like a peacock in tail fanning mode.
We really don't have time for this discussion. Let's just continue our investigation elsewhere.
Let's try loading. So this is the first time I'm reloading, just out of curiosity, to see how this goes. So assuming you need to read the room, but I didn't think that she would be scared off by that. Like, it wasn't really anything intense. Okay, ease off.
I understand, mademoiselle. If you remember anything specific, please don't hesitate to get in contact with us.
Did you want anything else?
Where do you get your flowers from?
Where do you acquire your flowers from, if I may ask?
I normally gather them from the wild. Last week I found these chrysanthemums on the city limits. And that's the same place I discovered this monk's hood.
Monk's hood?
But since it's still winter, I have to buy a lot of my flowers from merchants who travel to Italy and the Netherlands. That's how I acquired the rose.
What can you tell us about this particular merchant?
Not a lot, monsieur. He's just an old man who passes through Paris a few times a year, selling his goods and wares.
I see.
No chance of him being a super secret assassin? No, monsieur. Did you want to ask something else?
No, that's all.
That's all. Thank you for your time, mademoiselle.
Hold on, monsieur. Before you leave, are you sure that you don't want to buy some flowers? I'll even catch you a deal. Only 10 francs for this assortment of chrysanthemums and monk's hoods.
10 francs for flowers?
For flowers?
For flowers, that's a little steep.
Steep? Monsieur, I challenge you to find cheaper flowers in January.
Alright, I'll take a bunch.
Alright, I'll take some. They can brighten up the office.
Thank you very much, monsieur. Here you go.
Chrysanthemum has been added to your evidence folder. Great.
I don't claim to be a flower expert or anything, but chrysanthemums and monk's hoods are a weird choice. I suppose it is a bit strange, isn't it? The other flower sellers stick to popular, dull flowers like tulips and roses. But I like these particular flowers because they are rebellious.
I'm sorry, the flowers are rebellious.
They stuck it out and managed to bloom in the middle of January. The flowers fought nature. They overcame insurmountable odds. It's quite an amazing thing to see.
I think I get it.
You don't need to humor me. I'm rambling, aren't I?
Not at all. This has been a pleasant discussion. Have a good day, mademoiselle.
And you, messieurs.
Okay. I'm glad I reloaded that. That was a nice piece of dialogue. Let's head to the Palais du Louvre. Falcon and Sparrowson make their way to the Place du Carrousel, the courtyard just north of the Louvre's Grande Galerie.
That's the Arc de Triomphe over there, right? I swear it's smaller than how I remember it.
That's the Arc de Triomphe du Carrousel, you doofus. The big Arc de Triomphe is up the road.
What? No way. Where are there two?
Because when a man like Napoleon invades half of Europe, he gets to build as many triumphal arches as he damn well pleases.
Well. I never expected to see you here, JJ.
That arrogant voice. Good day, Severin.
Let's be civil, JJ. Why don't you introduce me to your new assistant?
Fine. Severin, this is Sparrowson, my assistant. Sparrowson, this is Severin Cocorico, the most pompous prosecutor in Paris.
Oh, so he's your Miles. Great.
Oh, are you two old school friends or something?
More like arch rivals.
Please, JJ, I think arch rival implies some sort of competition. As I recall, we've met in court on 5 occasions, and on 5 occasions did you get humiliated terribly. I am amazed the failing bird brain like you are still able to get clients.
Actually, Severin, business has never been better. I'll have you know that I am currently being employed by the Prince of Spain, no less.
Prince of Spain, Juan Querido? Well, this is quite an amusing coincidence.
Don't tell me.
Correct, I am the prosecutor for the very same case. It is a pity that the Spanish prince will indubitably hang, but I suppose this is what he gets for hiring a bird brain to represent him.
Don't call me a bird brain. You're the only bird brain here, Severin.
Nice comeback. One always speaks badly when one has nothing to say. Voltaire, oh god.
Uh-oh, he's giving you the verbal smackdown. Quick, Falcon, make a witty retort.
I'm
rubber and you're glue. I don't agree with what you say. A witty saying proves nothing. I don't agree with what you're saying. I don't agree with what you're right to. Wait, I agree with what you say, but.
Oh dear.
You're the same bumbling fool that you've always been, Falcon. But enough talk. If you, messieurs, would excuse me, I have a case to prepare for. J.J. Sparson, I'll see you two in court. Great. I can't stand that guy.
He did seem like a bit of a cockerel, but is it true what he said? You know, that he trounced you in court 5 times.
I can't deny it. Severin has a reputation as a ruthlessly thorough prosecutor. Mountains of evidence, surprise witnesses. It's no wonder he always manages to one-up me.
But this time will be different, right?
Because we have you? I hope so.
I know so, for you see, I stole this annotated map of the Louvre's,
of the Louvre
out of Kakarika's pocket when he was busy rattling off Voltaire codes.
Sparson? That's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive, actually. I swear you were standing 3 meters away the whole time.
You tall birds are so busy with your heads in the clouds that you don't even notice us as molefolk running around your feet. Pinching Kakarika's pocket was like taking candy from a very tall baby.
Let's take a closer look. I see. This map shows the entire Louvre area. Everything from Tuileries to the Rue du Louvre. Most convenient. We're currently standing here in the Place du Carrousel. And those penned-in arrows seem to show the route taken by the king's entourage, which means that the king first went here, through the Salle du Tibre, and then here into the Grande Galerie, where the murder occurred.
Didn't Prince Juan say that he spent the morning in the Tuileries garden?
That's right, so that means Prince Juan approached the Louvre from the west side, somewhere over here.
Sounds like we have a lot of places to visit. Where should we go first?
Let's start from right to left. So, this is the Salle du Tibre. If I understand Kakarika's notes correctly, this is the room the king and his entourage stopped in before heading to the Grande Galerie. This room doesn't seem to be very popular. I don't see anybody around to interrogate it.
Interview.
Right. Interview.
Well, since it's quiet, maybe we should take the opportunity to do a little snooping.
What would be the point? Surely all the interesting evidence would be in the Grande Galerie where the murder took place.
Think about it, Falcon. The police would have already gone over the Grande Galerie with a fine-tooth comb. But I bet that numbskull investigator Volerty didn't even think to check this room for clues. There might be a murder weapon just under our beaks.
Your logic seems a little questionable, but it couldn't hurt to have a look, I suppose. Okay. This is some sort of ceremonial container. It's beautifully crafted. But what did it contain? Maybe it's an arcane wine cabinet.
Don't be so ignorant, Falcon. This is a sacred Mesopotamian artifact gifted to Emperor Hadrian for his victory at Euphrates in 123 AD. What the fuck? Stop making stuff up. You and I both know nothing about Mesopotamia. Alright, you got me. This could be a hippo's chamber pot for all I know.
I see a cabinet full of engraved plates, mostly bronze.
How much do you think they are worth?
I don't know, 300 francs apiece at least.
What? Are you serious? We're in the wrong profession.
I don't think archaeology works as a get-rich-quick scheme, Sparrows.
Who said anything about archaeology? I'm going to become a museum robber.
Oh, well that's one way to get rich quick. Where are you gonna sell it to? That's the hard part. Not sure what this is, some sort of stand or podium? Maybe it's just a decorative piece.
That's a Roman doorstop. Roman doors were enormous marble slabs, so the doorstops had to be similarly large in order to stay in place.
I don't think that's right.
My uncle's a Roman historian, trust me.
Your uncle is everything. These columns have been designed to look Roman. I think the style is Ionic.
It's not Ionic, Falcon. Irony is when a character says something, but the reader knows it means something completely different. That's not... Never mind. A shiny copper urn. I guess it was used for carrying water or for cremated remains. Probably not both at the same time.
It smells good.
Don't sniff the exhibit, Sparrison.
No, really. This urn smells amazing. It's almost chocolatey.
You poor thing, you're hallucinating from hunger. Would you like to stop by a bakery on our way back to the office?
Don't patronize me, Falcon. My nose never lies. I'm telling you, there's something in here. I can feel it.
Now you're touching the exhibit, that's definitely a no-no.
See? Look what I found in the urn.
Put that down, Sparrison, it's someone's old rubbish.
No, look! It's a chocolate wrapper. Judging by the smell, the chocolate was bitter and dark. 70, perhaps 80%
Cocoa.
Belgian in origin. The level of wrapper crumbling and the firmness of the chocolate residue indicate that this was discarded just a few days ago. Yes, I am certain the chocolate contained in this wrapper was undoubtedly consumed on the 7th of January, the day of the murder.
Mon Dieu, Sparrison, you deduced all that from smelling the wrapper.
Imagine what I could work out if I tasted it.
That won't be necessary. Sparrison, if you could apply this level of critical thinking to areas outside of food, you would be the world's greatest detective. He already is pretty good at it, actually.
If only all the evidence were edible.
So, do you have any idea which shop this chocolate was purchased from? That might help us track down the person who consumed it.
No, there's no possible way we could know that. I suppose we will just have to visit every confectioner in town and sample every bit of merchandise for comparison. What a chore.
Interesting. Because I can see Lander Hangels... Oh, fucking hell. Because I can see Lander Hagelslacks... Fuck my life. Because I can see Lander Hagelsack's Chocolate Emporium written on the wrapper.
Well, you can't blame a bird for trying.
Chocolate wrapper has been added to your evidence folder. Okay.
A supporting column. It's holding the roof up.
If the column were truly supportive, it wouldn't hold the roof up. It would encourage the roof to get to its location on time.
Oh god.
We're done here, for now at least.
We can't spend all day staring at Roman artifacts, I suppose. So where to next?
Alright, unfortunately I think this is all the time we have for today. But I'm really looking forward to continuing next video. I appreciate whoever is watching this, especially that one subscriber, you know who you are. But either way, thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Have a nice day.